escaped North Korea, and her name is Yeonmi Park.
Of course, we don't have phones, we don't have a map, we don't know what's the outside world look like.
In North Korea, that was a norm, seeing dead bodies, looking at a tree. I just only learned here that that's abnormal.
So today we will be going over the story of Yeonmi Park and how she escaped North Korea, how she stays safe in America, and most importantly, the truth of what North Korea is actually like from her perspective. Yeonmi Park stayed a very short time in North Korea, but it surely was an insanely packed life full of crazy stories that she shares with the internet. Yeonmi's childhood of 13 years in North Korea was truly very crazy. Yeonmi Park was first born to two parents that loved each other a lot, although Yeonmi's parents never told her that they loved her, which is totally normal in every parent and child relationship in North Korea. Love is non-existent there, and the people that live there don't even know what love feels like. Having a mom and dad is just like having friends. You do not ever get told by your parents that you are loved. Throughout Yeonmi's childhood, she would always be told to be quiet no matter what. Her parents would say you never know who is listening to you when you are doing anything. There could always be the government listening to you if you're planning to do something. Growing up, she had to be very quiet and follow the rules very strictly, as just about every North Korean has to do, or else their life would be taken by the government. About a couple years into Yeonmi's childhood, her father was sadly arrested by the regime. Yeonmi's father was accused of trading food and resources to make some money for the family. Her father was arrested for about 10 years for simply trading with other people, which is clearly very illegal in North Korea. So just a couple years into her childhood, she did not get to see her dad that often. When she escaped North Korea, she never got to say goodbye to her father.
We cannot even say goodbye to our loved ones. So if we got caught on the journey, and if my father knew that we were escaping, he's gonna be punished so much. So it's better off that he does not know that we are escaping, because they're gonna torture you to the point that you're gonna say anything. You go crazy, you say whatever they ask you. So if he actually knew that we were escaping, it wouldn't good for him. He would be dead. So I told him, I'm like, you cannot tell father that we are escaping.
Yeonmi says that growing up and seeing dead bodies on the streets was her daily routine. This was very normal in her life. Although it sounds sad seeing dead bodies on the street all the time, this was very normal in her life. Going to the river to get food and water, she didn't even acknowledge the dead bodies, because if Yeonmi didn't eat, she would die of hunger. She basically lived every day not knowing if she would eat or not. She was spending all day wondering if she would even eat in general. Sadly, both of Yeonmi's grandparents died at such a young age from hunger and malnutrition. Yeonmi says that it felt like North Korea was purposely trying to kill off their population. Her body was non-stop owned by the government, and she had no freedom there whatsoever. When she lived in this country, the government would always tell everyone that the USA was constantly trying to start something with their country. For instance, they would always tell people that USA was trying to start a war with them. But in reality, it was always North Korea that was trying to attack the USA. North Korea hates USA very much. So growing up, not many people knew about any other country than the USA. She was taught that if she does anything that reminds the government of the USA, she would be killed no matter what. Yeonmi has said that she has seen people get shot before just for wearing a pair of jeans in this country.
So if you wear your jeans, you go to prison. Because jeans are the symbol of capitalism. Literally, people get executed.
The government does not like jeans because it reminds them of the USA too much. The way that Yeonmi was taught that if she disrespects the leaders, then she would be killed is something a little bit too extreme. So on the news, they would grab a civilian that did something against the law and kill them right in front of them. Yes, just kill someone right on live television. They did not care. And then afterwards of killing the civilian, they would say, if you disrespect Kim Jong-un, this is what I will do to you. Which in my opinion is very, very sad and just makes me grateful for the country where I live. Just imagine if your leader went on the news and shot someone right in front of you, and then afterwards says that this is what I will do to you if you disobey my laws. So obviously a very sad story, but now we will go over on how Yeonmi Park successfully escaped the country North Korea.
Luckily, I was living in the border town of North Korea. Literally North Korea is the darkest place on earth. We do not have electricity. So I was able to see some electricity coming from China. And that's when I thought, maybe if I go where the lights were, I might be able to find a bottle of rice. But luckily, my sister who escaped left me a note saying, go find this lady, she's gonna help you to escape. So I found the lady and she bribed the guards on the border. I took my mother with me. And then she's like, oh, there's like people who believe in God and Jesus. They gonna help us. And in that missionary shelter, I proved out my faith to them.
A wedding comes with so many looks and just as many decisions. Each wedding look that I dreamt of is brought to vision by a Riva stylist. It all just clicks.
In that missionary shelter, I proved out my faith to them. And that's how I became free.
When Yeonmi Park got to South Korea, she was finally told for the first time that everything that Kim Jong-un told her was a lie for her entire life. Immediately, everything made sense to her. Shortly after this, Yeonmi started missing her family and felt so bad for them. Before she escaped, she did not know that her entire life was that bad the whole time.
When I got to South Korea, they told me, oh, everything you believed was a lie. Kims are not gods. He cannot read your minds. They copy the Bible. They are dictators. And when I read that Georgia was an animal farm, that's when everything made sense to me. And that's also I understood, for the first time, the price of silence. And North Korea didn't become that way in one day. Because the people who were in there, in the system, were scared and they did not speak up. That's how eventually it came to me where I did not even know that I was a slave.
She unfortunately thought that seeing dead bodies everywhere was completely normal. Yeonmi literally didn't know she was Asian. She had no idea what cultures were, she had no idea what America was, she had no idea what American was, she had no idea what Indian was, she had no idea what Russian was. She literally did not know that there was other countries other than America. And when she moved to America, she finally felt free for once in her life.
You know, America was like our sworn enemy, that I had to kill them if I see them. And they told us that Americans are cold-blooded and monsters. I was like so scared to come to America, thinking like I'm going to this like enemy's land. They're gonna eat me alive, right? And then as I landed at Houston airport, these people were just like holding their children, eating chips and burgers and smiling. Like, this is only American thing. When you go take the picture, Americans put the biggest smile in the world.
She sees America as the most free country in the world, and she loved it very much. America was so much different than what she was used to in North Korea. In 2018, Yeonmi Park gave birth to her son. She found it pretty funny that the birth certificate said that the mom was North Korean and the dad was American. She is now educating millions of people about the most isolated country in the world, North Korea, as that is basically all we can do as well. Spreading the word is the only way we could possibly save North Korea. And at the end of the day, you should just be grateful for the country that you live in.